If you have been sitting on the sidelines watching everyone else build AI agents while you're stuck wondering, where do I even start? Then this video is for you, because here's the thing. OpenAI just released the Agent Builder, and it's much easier than you think to create your first AI agent. You don't need to be a developer, and you don't need to understand complex coding. Now, I've seen a lot of creators calling this the Zapier killer or the N8N killer, and that is simply not true. This isn't just a workflow automation tool that triggers actions between the apps. This agent builder is specifically designed for building conversational AI agents using OpenAI's Agent SDK. So basically, that means chatbots, custom assistants, and even voice agents that can hold real conversations. So guys, in this video, I'm taking you from absolute zero to your first working AI agent. Before we start building, guys, we'll walk through the platform together. We'll explore what each part does, and we are going to get a feel for how it all works. And after that, we are actually going to build an AI agent together, guys. If you can click and if you can drag, if you can basically do the basics on a PC, then you can build an AI agent. And also, guys, if you want to stay ahead on the latest AI updates and you want to test out some free AI automations, then join our free school community, guys. The link is in the description below. But right now, guys, let's build our first agent together. Okay, so this right here is the agent builder dashboard. Okay, so this is where all of your agent workflows currently live. Okay, now if this is your first time here, guys, then you won't see any workflows yet, but you will see this create button. Okay, and that's where we'll actually start in just about a second. Okay, but first let me show you what you're currently looking at. So you've got these tabs over here. These are your workflows and your drafts. Okay, workflows are published agents that are live and ready to use. Drafts are the ones that you are still working on. Those are the ones that haven't been published yet. Okay, and you'll also notice that OpenAI gives you some pre-made templates down here. Okay, and these are actually really helpful for learning how the agent builder works. And you've got customer service templates, you got data enrichment workflow, and a planning helper workflow. And guys, I highly recommend that you do play around with all of this after the tutorial, because it will show you what's truly possible. But for now, we're going to build something from scratch, okay, so that you understand exactly how everything works. Okay, so let's go ahead and click create, and then we are going to jump into a brand new workflow. Okay guys, so before we start building, let me quickly just walk you through the main nodes, okay, that you are going to be working with. So guys, don't worry, this will make a lot more sense once we actually use them. Okay, so the agent node is your agent brain, okay, and this is where you write your system prompt. So choose your model and give your agent access to the tools, and then basically just think of this like the core decision maker in your workflow. And then the end node, that is basically the simple one. That is the part where you stop the conversation. Okay, so you can use it when you want your agent to finish and basically just not loop back. Okay, so it prevents your workflow from running in circles over and over and over. And then the note node is just a sticky note for you. It doesn't really affect the workflow at all. It's purely just for documentation, so that you can keep track of what you're doing, so that you remember like what each part of the workflow actually does. Okay, and the file search lets your agent search through documents that you've uploaded. It's perfect for building knowledge-based agents that need reference, like reference PDFs, manuals, or any text files. Okay, and the guardrails is basically just your safety net. So it can detect your personal information, it can block harmful content, it prevents any jailbreak attempts, and it even checks for any hallucinations. So it's actually very important, guys, and it is critical for production ready agents. Okay, and then the MCP, or the Model Context Protocol, that is what connects your agent to external tools and services. So basically just think of it like Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, and even Zapier. Okay, and it's how your agent interacts with the outside world. That's a good way of putting it. And then the if else is just classic conditional logic. Okay, so if something is true, you go down this path. If it's not, then you go down that path. So this is how you create like different flows based on what the user says or does. Now the while, it loops through a set of actions repeatedly until a condition is met. So this is pretty useful when your agent needs to process like multiple items or actually retry something. And then the user approval is what pauses the workflow and asks the user to approve or reject before continuing. So it's great for workflows where you need human confirmation before taking action. And then you have the transform, and that manipulates any data. So it's kind of like adding numbers, counting things, or reshaping information. It's your data's processing node. And then you have the set state, which creates and stores variables that you can reference throughout your workflow. So just think of it as your agent's personal memory for tracking information as it moves through the conversation. And then now guys, that's basically it. So now that you know what these do, let's actually start to build something, okay? And let me show you how easy all of this is. So since OpenAI Agent Builder went live, we have already tested it with several different agents, particularly when creating our YouTube videos. So let's create a content creator assistant that helps us make our YouTube videos. So our content creator assistant uses 6 nodes with routing logic, which is the video title generator agent, the script writer agent, and the thumbnail idea agent. And the system automatically determines which agent you need, and this demonstrates the real power of the agent builder. So first, the start node is already configured with the default text input settings, which is exactly what we need, so there's no changes required over here. And then after the start node, we will add an AI agent. So you can easily do this by clicking on agent on the left-hand side, and when you click on agent, you can start customizing it, okay? So we can change the name of the agent and we can give it instructions. So let's change the name of the AI agent to content classifier agent and give it the following description, okay? So you are a YouTube content creation assistant. Your job is to determine what type of help the user needs. Okay, there we go. And for now, I've kept the prompt pretty simple and short, but you can be as specific as possible here, okay? And you will also see that you can easily add and include a chat history, okay? So with N8N, this is a little bit more difficult, and below that, you can easily switch between different models of ChatGPT, okay? Whereas with N8N, you have to create a link via, for example, an open router, okay? So the AI model is already included here, so you can easily switch between ChatGPT 5 or 4 over here, and depending on which you want to use, let's use ChatGPT 5, okay, since it's the latest version available. And now let me show you something really important. So here you'll see this tools option. This is where you want to give your agent superpowers, and you want to give it the ability to actually do things beyond just chatting. Okay, so let me break down what's available here. Okay, so you get the ChatKit client tool, and this is for when you're embedding your agent into a website using ChatKit, and this lets your agent interact with custom widgets and UI elements that you have actually built. And then MCP server is huge, okay? This connects your agent to external services. So over here, you've got Gmail, you got Google Calendar, Microsoft Outlook, Shopify, and like I said before, even Zapier, which gives you access to thousands of other apps. So this is how your agent can actually take actions in the real world, like sending emails or creating calendar events. Okay, and file search lets you upload documents, so like PDFs, Word docs, whatever you want. Okay, and your agent can search through them to answer any questions. And this is perfect for building support agents or knowledge-based assistants. So web search gives your agent access to live internet data. Remember, language models are trained on past information. So if you need current events or real-time data, then you need this tool enabled. And code interpreter lets your agent write and execute Python code. This is powerful for data analysis, creating visualizations, and manipulating files. Your agent can literally just run scripts to solve problems. Local function is your standard API call. So you define a function, you give it parameters, and your agent can call external APIs to fetch or send data, like checking stock prices or pulling data from your database. Okay? And then custom is basically a plain English tool. So you describe what you want to do or what you want the tool to do, and the agent will intelligently decide when to use it based on the conversation. It's more flexible but less structured than a function call. Okay? And the key thing is to actually understand this. So without any tools, your agent is just basically a chatbot. with tools, your agent becomes an actual assistant that can take action. And that is exactly what we are going for. So guys, for the output format, let's use JSON, okay? And here's why. When you select JSON as the output format, you're telling the agent to return its response in a structured format instead of plain text. This is essential for routing logic. So think of it like this. If the agent just says, this looks like a script request in plain text, then the next node can't easily use that information. But if the agent returns category script in the JSON format, then other nodes can read the data and route it all correctly. So just click on the output format dropdown and then select JSON, okay? And then once you select JSON, you'll see the fields to define the JSON structure. So click Add Property to start defining when data the agent should actually return. And then for property name, type in category, and for type, select enum or enum, okay? Enum means that the value can only be one of the predefined set of options. This is perfect because we want the agent to choose from specific categories, not make it up on its own, okay? And now we need to specify the possible values. So look for enum values and click to add options. Add these three options one by one, so title, script, and thumbnail. So now the classifier will return JSON like category title or category script based on what the user asks for. So now we're getting on to the next step, guys, and now we want to create the routing paths. So now we want to create the routing paths, okay? So click the connection points below the content classifier agent and select if else from the logic section. The if else node is your workflow's decision maker. So it sends the workflow down different paths based on conditions. An if else node appears on your canvas, and then just click on it to configure the conditions. By default, the if else node has 2 branches, but we need 3 for title, script, and thumbnail. So for the first condition, the title route, click add condition. In the condition field, type in input.output_past.category equals title. And then this just checks if the classifier returned title as the category. And for the second condition, the script route, click add condition again, and then type in input.output_past.category equals script. And then for the else branch, the thumbnail title route, the else branch automatically catches everything that doesn't match the first 2 conditions. Since we only have 3 categories, anything that isn't the title or the script must be the thumbnail. And now you should see 3 branches extending from your if else node. So now we're moving on to the next step, guys, and it is time for us to create our first specialized agent. So you're going to click the connection point on the first branch, the one with the title condition. And from the nodes menu, select agent and then click on it to open the settings panel. For the name field, you're going to type in video title generator agent, and then for the instructions, just paste this prompt, guys. So it's basically you are an expert YouTube title generator. When given a video topic, create 5 different title options. So as you can see, guys, I'm going into enough detail in the actual prompt itself. And then, guys, for the model selection, we're using GPT-5 here because title generation requires creativity. Okay, so understanding marketing psychology and persuasive language is super important, and this is where the most capable model really shines, and that is GPT-5. And then for our title generator, we're not enabling any tools, it's just analyzing the topic and creating the titles. So now getting on to the next step, guys, it is now time for the second specialized agent. So click the connection point on the second branch and the one with the script condition, okay? Then you're gonna select agent and then you're gonna click the new agent node to configure it, okay? So for the name, you're gonna type in script writer agent, and then for the instructions, you're gonna paste this prompt. So it's basically the same as before, guys, but as you can see, we are going into a nice amount of detail. And then we'll use GPT-5 once again. So script writing is super complex and it requires a lot of creativity, and it needs strong reasoning and also language generation. And GPT-5 understands narrative structure, pacing, and how to keep viewers engaged throughout the entire script. So I'm definitely going to go with GPT-5. And for this agent, we're keeping it simple without tools for now. And now guys, it is time for the thumbnail idea agent. Okay, so this is the final specialized agent that we are creating. So click the connection point on the else branch and you're going to select agent, and then you're going to click the new agent to configure it. Okay, so for the name guys, you're going to type in idea agent, and for the instructions you are going to paste in this prompt. Remember guys, it is super descriptive and all of the prompts will be found in the description below. And then guys, for the model selection, like before, we are choosing GPT-5 once again. It's basically because thumbnail concepts has to be visual, they have to be well thought out, and also they have to understand like color psychology and design principles. So GPT-5 gives us the best quality for our output, so we're gonna go with that. And there we go guys, perfect. So your content creator assistant workflow is now complete. So it includes a start node, a content classifier agent, an if else branching logic, and 3 specialized agents guys. So the video title generator, the script writer, and also the thumbnail ideas, making everything so much easier for you. And now guys, it is time for us to test the content creator assistant and to see the intelligent routing in action. Okay, so click the preview button at the top right of the canvas, and then let's start with the first one. So let's start with testing the title. Okay, so just type in, I need catchy titles for a video about productivity types for remote workers. Okay, and then watch what happens. Your input actually flows through the start node, the content classifier processes it, the classifier returns category title, the if else routes to the video title generator agent, and the title generator creates 5 different title options with explanations. Now guys, it is time for us to test out the script writing, so just type in, help me create a script about OpenAI agent builder for beginners. And then guys, as you can see, the classifier determines that this is about scripts and it returns category script. So the if else routes to the script writer agent branch, and then the script writer should first ask you some questions about length, audience, and tone, and then you're just going to answer it with something like 10 to 12 minutes, beginners with no technical background, casual and encouraging tone. Okay, and then the agent will generate a complete structured script with a hook, intro, main content, B-roll suggestions, and an outro. And then now it's time for us to test out the thumbnail guys. So you're going to type in thumbnail concepts for a video about healthy meal prep. Okay, just a cool little example. And there guys, the classifier returns category thumbnail. The if else routes to the thumbnail idea agent. The agent then should provide 3 complete thumbnail concepts with visual description, text overlays, color schemes, and production tips. And all 3 routes are working perfectly guys. So that just goes to show, if you follow all the steps that we laid out in the video today guys, then you should go through this with a breeze and you should have your own agent working for you 24/7. And there you have it guys, you just went from absolutely zero to building a complete AI agent system in OpenAI's agent builder. And guys, from here you can create agents for any purpose that you imagine. So start off simple, then expand as your needs grow. Now go and build your own AI agents and let me know in the comments guys what you created, what will you automate, and what workflows you design. Okay, and guys, remember, the possibilities are endless, just like over here on this channel guys. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and also guys, don't forget to check out the first link in the description, which is for our free school community. And guys, it's been a whole lot of fun, and I will catch you on the next one.